The moment I understood what Jabari was doing, something inside me just stopped. I've spent more than 15 years working with great apes. After a while, you stop reacting to things. You learn patterns, behavior, signals. You think you've seen it all. That illusion shattered in seconds. It was a quiet afternoon at the conservatory. Nothing unusual, no alarms, no tension. And then I noticed him, Jabari, a massive silverback, standing by the observation glass. But something was off. He wasn't just standing there. He was looking directly at me, not scanning, not observing, locked, focused, intentional. And in his arms was Kai, his infant son, 6 months old, too still, way too still. At first, I thought he was just sleeping. But then, Jabari adjusted his grip, carefully, almost gently, like he was afraid to move him too much, and that's when my stomach dropped. Kai's chest was barely moving. Slow, uneven, wrong. I took a step closer to the glass, and that's when Jabari moved. Not suddenly, not aggressively, deliberately. He raised his hands, pressed them together, then separated them, then together again. Slow, controlled. Once, twice, 3 times. And he never looked away from me, not even for a second. My brain tried to reject it, tried to explain it away. Random movement, habit, coincidence. But deep down, I knew. That wasn't random. That was structure. That was intention. That was communication. And then it hit me. Hard, cold, clear. He was signing. My throat went dry. Because I knew that sign. There was no doubt, no interpretation needed. It meant one thing: help. Everything after that moved fast, too fast, but somehow not fast enough. I grabbed my radio, tried to keep my voice steady. Medical team to the habitat. Now. We have an emergency. Behind the glass, Jabari shifted slightly, still holding Kai close, still watching me, waiting. When Marcus arrived, I didn't explain. I showed him. Security footage. 3 days earlier. Jabari at the feeding station. A keeper walks by. Jabari makes a hand-to-mouth motion. Clear, repeatable, recognizable. Eat, I said. Marcus frowned. Coincidence? Watch. Next clip. Dry habitat. Broken water system. Jabari gestures again. Different movement. Fluid. Intentional. Water. Marcus leaned closer, still skeptical, still trying to rationalize. Then the third clip. A younger gorilla near a dangerous ledge. Jabari signals sharply, firm, urgent. Then another motion. Stronger, clear warning. Stop. Danger. Marcus stepped back, silent now, processing, re-evaluating everything he thought he knew. He hasn't used signs in years, he said. I shook my head slowly. No, I whispered. We just stopped paying attention. We switched to the live feed. Jabari was still there, still holding Kai, still waiting. And then, he did it again. Help. This time, slower, heavier, like the weight of it had increased. Then something new. He pointed to his stomach, then to Kai. Then made a slow rotating motion. My chest tightened instantly. I didn't want to say it out loud, but I had to. He's telling us, it hurts. Marcus didn't hesitate this time. Intestinal obstruction could be severe, which meant time was running out, fast, and the only way to confirm it was to go inside. That's when the door opened behind us, and everything changed. Sedate the gorilla, Dr. Morrison, the director, calm, controlled, final. Extract the infant, follow protocol. The room went silent, because we all knew what that meant. Sedation takes time. Stress increases risk. Delay could kill the infant, but going in without sedation, that could kill us. I looked back at the glass. Jabari was still there, still watching, still waiting. And then, one more time, help. Sedation is the only safe option. Morrison didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. Authority filled the room for him, but something inside me pushed back. Hard. No, I said. Too quickly. Too firmly. Everyone turned. He's not aggressive, I continued. He's communicating. Morrison's expression didn't change. You're projecting. I'm not. Marcus stepped forward. I've seen the footage. Those are not random gestures. Still nothing from Morrison. Just silence. Measured, controlled, dangerous. He's asking for help, I said again. That was the moment everything shifted, because now it wasn't about interpretation. It was about belief. Either we trust what we're seeing, or we ignore it. Morrison exhaled slowly. You're asking me to let 2 staff members enter an enclosure with a fully grown silverback, based on the idea that he remembers sign language from over a decade ago. I held his gaze. It's not an idea. I pointed to the glass. It's happening. As if on cue, Jabari signed again. Slower now, weaker, but still precise. Help. Even Morrison saw it. I could tell, because for a split second, he hesitated, but then protocol kicked back in. If this goes wrong, he said coldly, you're done, both of you. I didn't even think. Then we're done. And I started walking. Behind me, a pause. Then Marcus. Guess that makes 2 of us. I heard him grab his kit. Security, wait! A new voice cut through everything. Dr. Patricia Chen. She moved fast, urgent, focused. I worked with him, she said. Silence again. Different this time. He was part of my research group, years ago. Morrison frowned. I don't have time. You need to listen. She stepped closer. He learned dozens of signs, more than most subjects. She pulled out her tablet. Data, records, evidence. He wasn't average. He was exceptional. Outside, Jabari repeated it again. Slower, almost trembling now. Help. Chen looked at Morrison. If we ignore this, we're not just risking the infant. She paused. We're proving he was right not to trust us. That landed hard. A long silence followed, heavy, uncomfortable, final. Then Morrison spoke. If you go in, he looked at both of us. You accept full responsibility. I didn't answer. I just opened the door. The air inside the enclosure felt different, thicker, heavier, like stepping into someone else's world, because that's exactly what it was. Jabari didn't move, but every muscle in his body was ready, watching, calculating, waiting. I raised my hands slowly, carefully, no sudden movements, and I signed back. Help. Then, baby. Sick. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, his eyes changed. Recognition, understanding, hope. And then, he made the hardest decision of his life. Slowly, he shifted his body, opened his arms. Just enough. Not fully, never fully, but enough. Permission. Marcus moved in. Careful, controlled. He checked Kai, and his expression said everything. This is bad. He pressed gently against the abdomen, rigid, swollen, dangerous. Complete blockage. He looked at me. He won't survive without surgery. I turned to Jabari, gestured toward the door, trying to explain the impossible. We need to take him. Time stretched. Silence pressed in. For a second, I thought we'd gone too far, that he would snap. That instinct would win. Instead, he looked straight into my eyes, signed one word, help. And then, he handed over his son. That moment, I will never forget. Not in this lifetime. Not in any lifetime. We moved fast, out of the enclosure, down the corridor, into surgery. Everything became numbers, heart rate dropping, pressure falling, time collapsing. The obstruction was real, severe, tissue already dying. Marcus worked fast, but careful, always careful. Then, heart rate is crashing. Epinephrine, injected. Nothing. Silence, then, beep. A breath, sharp, Sudden. Alive. He's back. I grabbed the radio. He made it. Back in the enclosure, Chen stepped forward. Signed clearly. Your son. Alive. Safe. Jabari froze, completely still. Then slowly, his body gave out. He dropped to the ground, shaking. Not fear, not anger. Relief. Days later, we brought Kai back, weak, but alive. Jabari was waiting, same place, same position. The moment Kai saw him, everything changed. Movement, sound, life. Jabari rushed forward, scooped him up, held him close, careful, protective, gentle. Then he looked at me and signed, "Thank you." I signed back. "You're safe now." And every day after that, he came to the glass, looked at his son, then at me, and signed the same thing. "Thank you."